when you have a new design, do you create a sort of a first solution and try to optimize it, or you tend to generate several ones and then pick the most appropriate one? Sometimes there is already a product and you have to base it on that product, then that's the head start. But sometimes when you develop something new, then I make a prototype. And the prototype is thrown away afterwards, but this is the basis for new product. You can also start by making a design, for initial first design, then build it, and then keep on developing on it, and so on and so on and so on. But yeah, that's a matter of taste and the company where you work for. But the last time at my current job, I made a prototype, which is of the website it's going to be. So they had some feeling out how it's going to be, and that it's easier for them to understand the written document. So they can see all the web elements and how you're going to navigate through things, and you learn a lot from that. And at Rabobank we had a special room for letting the user work on your program, and they videotaped it, and you can watch through mirror walls with them how they react on it. It's very professional, and that's also used for making the product better. And so some companies have spend a lot of time into working with it, and others a bit less. But it's also always good to have an initial product so the customer can get a feeling of it and how it's going to be. And so you say it's always better to have one initial design and then work on it. Well, no, not especially. It's also good to have a few. Because sometimes the customer has to make choices. Do you want this or do you want that? And then you can say, well, here are 3 options. Which do you find best? But of course, that must be at the beginning of the project. You cannot later on change things a lot. So in the beginning, you can make, let's say, 3 prototypes. It's like in car business, they make a few prototypes, and if people like it, they put it on a show in Paris, let's say. They listen to the responses. If everybody likes it, then well, you just put it in production with a few changes. Okay. During the design process, do you try to restrict your emerging ideas? Because having too many ideas can be a problem of overwork. Yeah. Because you make the initial design, you make a planning for that, so that's 80 hours for that design, and then when you work on it, you say, well, maybe when I have done that, then it would be easier. But yeah, can it still fit in that 80 hours? Well, when it's easier, you can do that, and you can do it maybe in 60 hours, but if it's more and if it takes more hours, then yeah, you cannot do that. Because planning is very important at jobs where I work. But when you're an artist and make a painting for yourself, you don't have any boundaries in time. You just do it, and when you're not very artistic at the day, then you wait a few days, and then you come back and you go back painting. I cannot do that. I must deliver on time. So that's a boundary for creativity, of course.
So that's the main issue is time.
Time is money.
Yeah.
When you're an artist and make a painting, well, I think even Rembrandt has his deadlines. He must make that painting before the end of the year of the Nachtwacht, let's say. I think he had that thing. But yeah, maybe Van Gogh in his own room, just was creative. And if he just 1 year over the painting or 2 years, nobody cared. But I'm always must have it on time. Sometimes that doesn't deliver. I cannot deliver it on time. Okay, then I go out of bounds and I must say why. And so when I'm really artistic, I can go on and on and on and on, and the product will never be finished. Because every time you have new ideas, maybe, and techniques are better, so I can do more artistic things with newer techniques.
Okay, and the last question. What do you think that is the role of flexibility in design?
It's important, but you cannot have too much flexibility, because again, in my case, the time factor and money, of course. So if you're very flexible and change every time, you cannot have that. That's not good for the product. But but you have to be flexible, because if something is too difficult or too complex, then you have to be flexible enough to change that into something simpler. Like when I make a website for myself, I want to be artistic and with lots of beautiful pictures, and okay, it's my time, and you want the most beautiful thing. And when you're working for a company, then you always have to keep in the time box, and you must be flexible enough to change some things within that time box, but not too flexible, because you can get out of the bounds of the box.
Okay. Well, that was it.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for your time and your very interesting answers. And goodbye to the viewers.